Streets! What's going on, people? You know who this is. It's your boy SLCO Jizzle, aka Prince of the North OG, aka Big Street Life, aka Big M15, aka the North Face. And I'm back up in this bitch, people, with another one when they thought they weren't gonna be no other one. You hear me? Stop playing, man. People, what's going down? Happy Ramadan, people. Ramadan Mubarak. It's the first day of Ramadan today, and we're blessed to be here to see another Ramadan. Shout out to everyone who's partaking, all the brothers and sisters who's fasting, praying, and putting the Most High first for this month, and putting things in perspective and focusing on what's important. It's also Lent, which is a time where the Christians also fast and pray and put the Most High first over everything for the month. So this is a special year because we've got Ramadan and Lent falling at the same time. So we know this is a sign that it's time for everyone to focus on what's truly important, put the Most High first, and hopefully we can take from the month of Ramadan and the month of Lent the same energy and the same ethics going forward into the rest of the year. So shout out to everyone that's partaking, and may Allah make it easy on all of us. What we got in the roster today, people? We got my bro C1 in the roster today, people. C's back. He's got the C1 show on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Snap, and it's called Buckhorn Media on YouTube. He put out an episode one day ago. He's been putting out a few clips beforehand, and he's making a whole lot of noise. The clip's on 15K views at the moment in one day. He's garnered over 1,000 subscribers in the space of this week. So he's doing great things, which is normal, and his presence is well needed in the content space. Now, a lot of people have been dragging bro's name through the mud and talking down on bro and throwing a whole lot of allegations out there in order to get people to shy away from him and to not deal with him. Bro's here, and in bro's time, if you tune in and subscribe to the platform, he may address the allegations and give some proper context to the situation. Now, bro's testimony is one of the most powerful testimonies out there and can be used as an example to all the youths that's coming up and their influence on getting to the streets. Bro's testimony can be a perfect testimony to show what it's like when you get inside the streets, what happens, and it can show you the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, the good times and the bad times. So tune into bro's tune into the C1 show. Make sure you subscribe on all platforms and stay tuned so you can hear what's going on. Now, like I said, everyone's logging in to see if he's going to speak on the allegations that's been thrown around. Bouncer, I see you reacted to the voice note that came out a little while back and that went viral, and I see you react to it, and I see you say to Spray you want him to speak on this, and I keep hearing you, everything that goes on to do with the North, I see you try to issue a notice to Spray and ask Spray to speak on it. Shout out, bro. Shout out to the RTM podcast show. You know that our co-host on the RTM podcast show, bro's got a new show also that's doing well at the moment. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Cron. Shout out to all the co-hosts and everyone that's involved with the show. Subscribe to the RTM podcast show. Those of you who ain't already, stay tuned in, because you know we got a whole lot going on. You get what I'm saying? But Bouncer, to answer to you, you keep speaking on stuff that you got no business speaking on, and then you ask Spray to come back and speak on it. Now, if bro wants to speak on it, he can speak on it, but if you want a proper dialogue or a proper reaction to what you got going on or whatever you talking about, come to my way, and depending on what it is that you're speaking on, I'll give you some more dialogue. But to speak on that voice note that went out there and some of the allegations that you've been throwing around, I'm going to say this. On the voice note that Grandpa put out, Grandpa stated, at the time of the altercation, C didn't know him. That's his own words. He also stated that C didn't point him out because C didn't know who he was. He also stated someone told C to mention his name, which is very interesting, but we'll save that for another conversation. He also stated he got caught with gunpowder on his sleeve. He also stated that he took a plea bargain. So with all them things that he stated from his own mouth, not one time did I hear you ask him, where's the paperwork? But after stating all of those stuff, he took a plea bargain, he got caught with gunpowder on his sleeve, C don't know him, C couldn't point him out, he still proceeded to say that C ratted on him. And you proceeded to say that C's a rat as well. Now, I don't know if you don't understand the word or know what the word actually means, but my knowledge of the word would be a person who is working with the police, a paid informant, but he is disguised as somebody who's actually in the streets. So he'll go amongst street figures or go out there and collect information and bring that information back to the police or to the feds, and he'll get paid for this information. That's what I know a rat to be. I also know a rat to be somebody who will exchange information to get time off or for monetary gain. So when you throw out that term rat, are you implying that at 16 years old, bro was working with the police and he was giving them information, or what? The situation that you are speaking about, all of the stuff that Grandpa mentioned, not one time did he mention that he's got the paperwork to show anything to do with what's going on, which would have been you've come out from after so long to say anything, but not one time did you mention, I've got the paperwork, I can show you that he ratted, as you put it. You didn't show the paperwork. You mentioned that you got caught with gunpowder on your sleeve. You mentioned you took a plea bargain. You mentioned that you didn't get pointed out. He didn't know you. So, you're an unknown person at this time of the altercation. Academics. You also proceed to call Grandpa a Hackney legend. I don't know what goes on in Fulton Heath or Croydon, how they class people as legends down there. But in the north, you can't become a legend or be classed as a legend for being a press button or someone who got pressured to do something as a youth. You don't get pressured to do something as a youth or be a press button as a youth, but then grow up and now you're a legend now. That's not how it works down there. You get what I'm saying to you? But that I don't know how it works or how the dynamics is on your side. You get what I'm saying to you? But I'm just talking about down there. Now, he didn't mention how they caught him with the gunpowder on his sleeve. The way he implied it, and the way you're throwing out these allegations as if bro was the reason that they came to you and found the gunpowder on your sleeve. When we know that's not the case. We know out of all 20 people that came, it was only 5 that got incarcerated. Now, what you didn't state and what hasn't been stated is that a part of those 20 left things to tie them to the scene, on the scene. Things was left on the roof. There was all sorts of stuff going on. What tied you back to the scene in the first place? Maybe not you directly, but whoever else was there. And whoever else was there who got tied back to the scene, they tied you back to the scene, which is how you got caught with the gunpowder on your sleeve. So, if your grandpa's gonna come out and speak the truth, Grandpa, or just forever hold your peace and stay in the shadows like you've been staying in the shadows. Don't come out 20 years later, 25 years later, how many of the years later it is, and start talking some nonsense, but you're not want to give all the details. And if you're going to come out and just throw words around just like everybody else, with nothing to back up these words, keep it locked. Don't try and come out and paint a false narrative. Every time we hear you speak, you're trying to persuade somebody into not messing with us. Don't mess with them guys down there. They done this. You want to paint and throw accusations and paint us in a light that is not to be messed with. But still, you can never produce anything to show this is what happened. This is the truth. Look, we got it here in black and white. You can't produce it. Because you know if you produce it black and white, it's going to reveal all the stuff that got you in the predicament in the first place, which is your own people spoke on you. You mentioned other names, you get what I'm saying to you, that also had stuff to say. Names, some we know, some we don't know. You get what I'm saying to you. So, academics, there you have it. It's been addressed. I've addressed it. You wanted SP to address it. SP didn't address it, but I did. You get what I'm saying to you? So, when you start throwing around these terminologies, understand the terminology you're throwing around. You said you didn't snitch, you informed. You call bro a rat. You say you didn't snitch, you informed. But let me give you some information. You called up Crime Stoppers and gave information to receive a payment. When you give up information to receive a payment, that is what you call ratting. When you got information to reduce your time and to get you out early or to get time off or to get someone else in trouble, that's what we call ratting. So, that situation you're talking about, I spoke about it already. People on the scene, the guys came, people scattered, the altercation happened. Bro didn't witness the situation. He didn't see what happened. He wasn't there. So there's nothing that he could possibly say to pin people he doesn't know to this crime. Now, like I said, this is just me giving you a brief breakdown of the voice note that you spoke on, academics that went out there, and the situation once again. You get what I'm saying to you? Bro is here now. You've been dragging his name, everyone's saying his name, you use his name for clickbait, you're cool. So, tune in, subscribe to his channel, and he may give you his take on what really happened from his point of view and from his side. But with all the name calling and with all the terminologies that you're throwing around without no paperwork, without no proof, let's leave that where it is. In the streets, you can't call somebody anything if you haven't got it in black and white. Now, that's to you and that's to everybody else in the comments that keep commenting and asking me this, asking me that. If you haven't got common sense, I've just broke it down to you. Some people, you don't even know the situation. All you've done is heard the allegation and you think that allegation is true. But if you just heard what he said in a voice note alone, you know it's not adding up. You get what I'm saying to you? But I've answered you guys. I've replied to the voice note that you thought that couldn't be replied to. And That's that. Now, I've also got something to say to the people from the north. A lot of people will be sending me messages telling me stop responding to this, stop talking about this, and rare. And listen, anybody that's got anything to say to me, don't send no message to me through nobody. If you got anything to say to me, get my number and say it yourself. Or take it up with me when you see me. Simple. That's to everyone down there. And to everyone down here, to those who have let these allegations sit on bro all this time, they've let these allegations sit on bro, but they know what they know, and they know that the part that they played. You lot are a nasty piece of work. That's what I'm going to say on the situation right now. But everybody from the north who's sat back and let bro be dragged through the mud when they know the real, when they could have come forward and gave some context to the situation to let people know what the real is. But you sat back and you just let everyone tarnish bro and put dirt on the city's name. You lot are a nasty piece. And there's some people that I've got love for as well. But you know who you are. You get what I'm saying to you? And I don't respect none of that pussy ass shit. You get what I'm saying to you? But in time, it will be what it will be. So, to everybody asking about the situation, asking about the altercation, and everybody talking about it, you don't know the half. You get what I'm saying to you? That's all I'm going to say. And stay tuned because bro is here. And if he wants to, he'll get the business clear. So, people, subscribe to bro's YouTube. Subscribe to Street Life Cartel TV. Subscribe to the RTM podcast show. And who knows what we're going to speak on and what we're going to address next. What else have we got on the roster today, people? Tonight, we got the Mighty Gunners going up against Wigan in the Premier League. You know we're going for the 3 points today. We're going for the quadruple, people. I told you we're going for a triple ages ago, but it's a quadruple now. We're still on course for the quadruple. We're in contention for all 4 cups, and we're in the greatest position out of everybody in this whole football thing. So, the North's on top in so many ways. You get what I'm saying to you? It's crazy right now. You know what I mean? What else are we going to speak about? We're going to speak about Chief Keef linking up with NBA Youngboy and putting out a track that has turned the whole industry in a frenzy. We've got everyone talking down on Chief Keef, saying that you got the old Blockians saying they're not messing with Chief Keef and they're not listening to Chief Keef. You got everyone saying this and that and saying that and this. But you heard the name he gave himself from way back into Chicago. SoSa. So, SoSa kicked off the drill movement, and you know how it goes. In your city, sometimes, or it states it in the Bible, it states it in the Quran, that prophets don't get love in their own city. So he kicked off the drill movement. He put on for the whole city, but people didn't want to give him the respect that he was due, and they done a whole bunch of disrespectful things to the point where bro left his hometown and he made LA his home, and he didn't return back. So many things was going on in between that space of time and up until now. SoSa's always had a relationship with NBA Youngboy. YB shouted out SoSa on countless times. They've been seen together countless times. This is not the first track that they've done. They done a track about a year ago, but SoSa just produced a track for him, which was All the Problems. So now when he comes out and they do a track together, which was always in the works. We heard about it on the MSg4DaNawf tour. We've been hearing about this all through and through. Those who are listening to what's going on. This has been spoken about and this has been highly anticipated. DJ Academics, the real Academics, when he was on tour, he spoke about SoSa and YB have got a track together. He said he heard it. He said it's coming soon. So now that it's here, everyone has got something to say. They're saying they're not dealing with SoSa. SoSa's this, SoSa's that, SoSa's this, SoSa's that. But at the end of the day, you heard all the stuff that's been going on. King Yellow has broken it down, and a million other times have been broken it down. Truth Teller, Trenches News, and a whole bunch of other platforms has broken down the altercation and the situation where allegedly King Von was responsible for the death of SoSa's cousin Blood Money. And you see, since everyone and OTF have been saying what they've been saying, that SoSa changed his profile picture to the picture of his cousin to respond to you guys, to let you know the reason behind him not dealing with or not showing any kind of love to King Von after his passing. So they were close before, they came from the same place, a lot of things went on. Allegedly, King Von stole 2 guns from SoSa, which J Hood stated. They also was trying to get some funds from SoSa to free one of the guys. When the funds didn't come through, they came to his house, took some stuff from his house, shot one of the security guards, and they done all sorts. Boss Top also borrowed a watch from his cousin Blood Money and didn't return it. When they took some stuff from SoSa's yard, his cousin Blood Money came back and he shot one of the guys. C Murder, to be exact. One of the guys who's locked up right now for the FBG Duck murder. So once that took place, they left and they was in LA. Blood Money got signed. They're blowing up. They're in LA and they're out the way. And allegedly, O Block and everyone is furious about the situation and not being able to get any get back for C Murder. So allegedly, after Blood Money signed and came back to Chicago to celebrate him signing his new deal and to kick it with his people, because he had loads of kids in Chicago and he's got his family in Chicago, so he came back to get some hometown love. Allegedly, O Block took it upon himself to go and take the life of Blood Money for what he done to C Murder. Not thinking that they done something first and he done something back, so it's the guys, that's SoSa's people. SoSa put us on. They thought that they would take it out on Blood Money and they would do something even more again. So all this time, SoSa's been gone from Chicago. He's been in LA, and a lot of people have been clowning SoSa, trying to clown SoSa, talking down on SoSa, and everyone's been in their glow and everyone's been gloating and doing all their things. But fast forward to today. This is the lesson that we're going to give to the people. You see, SoSa took so many losses, stayed humble, stayed down, stayed focused, stayed away, and just worked on his connections, his business, staying out of the way, and just building up himself and keeping moving. Taking the L's on the chin, still hair, still glowing. And today, everybody that had a hand in anything to do with what was going on with him, or allegedly what was going on with him, look at the situation that they're in now and look at the situation that SoSa's in today. You got little Tim coming out and speaking on the old Blockians who had something to say to SoSa. You got Glow Gang members coming out and stating that there's many more songs that is coming from YB and SoSa. So it just goes to show that the tables turn. At one time, it looked like everyone that is dealing with demonicness and unrighteousness is winning, and it looked like it's the wave to just be a slime ball or an unrighteous character, and that can get you through. But as you see now, the tables are turning in every direction. All the people who was praised and was held in a high regard, forgetting their any means necessary, now the tables are turned on them. And all the people who stayed down and who really put in the work and really deserve what they work for is getting their just dues now. So people, we're going to stay updated with this situation. YB and SoSa are like this. They've been like this for time. The whole industry is mad right now, but the tables turn and bridges burn and people learn. So we're going to stay tuned and keep an eye on what's going on. They also tried to tear down Michael Jordan. I'm going to leave it on that note here. They tried to tear down Michael Jordan and paint Michael Jordan in a light where they were saying that he was trying to touch upon the boy, You get what I'm saying to you? But it's always our black heroes that are trying to be teared down, but the Epsteins and all the other people that can do these things and sail off into the sunset, or it can come out after when there's no charges that can be done because they're no longer here. People, put some respect on MJ. You saw the comments. They said there was ice down his back and he was trying to help the person, but that's how it is out here. You can do something to help someone and they can turn your good deed into a slanderous moment. So people, keep your eyes open. You see what's going on, and it's a nasty world we're living in, people. But all we can do is stay prayed up, put our best foot forward, and keep it righteous as possible. Right now, people, I'm signing out, and I'm going to be back in tomorrow with some more updates. I'm going to try to keep it on a daily basis. Like I said, you know, I'm out there big trucking, so it's important that I get a lot of rest, because even though I'm legit, it's a dangerous profession that I'm in, so I gotta keep my eyes on the road, and I gotta keep my wits about me, and I gotta get my rest daily. But hopefully I can stay consistent and keep it coming on a daily basis, and I'm gonna try to do that from here on out. So people, subscribe, like, comment, share, and thank you for everyone who's subscribing so far. So everyone who's locked in. But I'm out this bitch until I'm back in this bitch, and we'll see you again real soon, people. You know what's going on, fire. Street, stop playing.